This is my journal, and this is my diary. Now, if you're American like me, you probably use these words interchangeably. I know I do, but they're actually very different. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to explain the difference between a journal and a diary and talk about why I keep both and why I find both really important in terms of documenting my life and maintaining my mental health. I am in one of my favorite places in the world right now. This is the Camellia Garden, where I regularly volunteer and where I come often just to walk in nature and be around green things. This place shows up in both my journal and my diary on a pretty regular basis. Let's talk about a diary first. A diary is a book that includes every day, or in my case, most days. I don't speak British English, obviously I speak American English, but I think in that dialect, a diary is also synonymous with a planner. To me though, a diary is where I keep track of what happened. I also refer to my diary as a day log. I use it to sketch my days. I use it to write down what I got accomplished. I use it to insert ticket stubs and stickers and ephemera and anything that reminds me of what happened on a particular day. I love my diary, and I keep my diaries. I see my diary as a way to look back on my life in the short term or in the long term and see all of the wonder that it encompassed. I can look at my diary and remember days I spent here in the garden, days I traveled to Colorado, a day I spent at a Christmas market with friends, a day I spent with someone new walking down the Venice Beach boardwalk, and the less good days too. The day my dad died, the day Kevin got diagnosed with cancer. All of it, the good, the bad, the ugly, it's all there in my diary, illustrated and easy to understand. Now my journal, that's something completely different. My journal does not have to be associated with a particular day in my life. In fact, it's usually not. You would say, "Dear diary, today I went to the county fair." But a journal has a completely different purpose. My journal is where I go to work things out. It's where I go to learn more about myself, to untie all of those knots that my thoughts turn themselves into. My journal is where I can see where my thoughts make sense and where they don't. It's where I can learn what I really want in life. My journal is where I can talk myself out of a bad day. It's where I can go when I sense a particular mood coming on and do not understand why I'm feeling the way I am. My journal is pages and pages of longhand cursive, as long as it takes to figure out whatever is muddling me up. And when I'm done with my journal, when I completely fill a notebook with all of those thoughts, I burn it. Or I recycle it, just something to get it out of my life. My journal is incredibly important to my mental health. I use it between therapist visits to remember the skills that I've learned. I use it to go back over the past week or the month or the year and think about how I've followed my goals and dreams and what has changed within me in that time. I use it when the world seems incredibly heavy and I don't want to burden anyone else with that weight. And that's why I get rid of them when they're full. It's funny, when I was little, I thought that I would be like Anne Frank. And I didn't think of Anne Frank at that age as someone who went through absolute hell. I thought of her as a girl like me who wanted to be a writer, whose real thoughts and feelings became iconic. When my mom passed away, she left her journals behind for my brother and me. It wasn't until I got those bins and bins full of my mom's journals that I realized how heavy that kind of writing could be. My mom didn't write about how much she loved us or what a wonderful day she had or the amazing joys that she experienced in her life. She wrote about the hard times and the struggles. And when she died, we were presented with thousands of pages of hurt and struggle. And I know that my journals too contain a lot of hurt and struggle because that's where I go to work those things out. And in a lot of ways, yes, that's me, but I am so much more than those struggles. So when I'm gone, what I'd rather leave behind is the record of my individual days. The ups and the downs, the joys, the wonder, the beauty. I want to leave behind drawings of this forest and photos of the hot springs and ticket stubs from a night out with my best friends. I don't want to sugarcoat my life, and I don't think that anybody who's watched any number of my videos would think that that's what I'm trying to do. But I also don't want it to be remembered in a more negative light than what actually existed, because it all exists. When Anne Frank wrote her diary, she was going through one of the most horrific experiences a person could have in one of the most horrific times of our recent history. And she still found joy and love, and she had dreams, excitement. This is my diary, and this is my journal. Next month, one of these will exist and the other one will not, and they both will have served an incredibly important purpose in my life. Do you keep a diary or a journal or both? How do you interact with those documents of your life? Have you ever thought about the difference before? Let me know all about it in the comments, and until next time, I'm wishing you love and joy and all those good things, and I can't wait to talk to you again.